excited about tonight. Oh my goodness. How are you? When you tune in, you already know how it goes. Let us know where you're tuning in from, how you're doing. Girl, what you been up to today? What have you been up to? I'm coming to see who's on. I see 3 people have already chimed on. Make sure you say you're here. You're in the building. Let us know where you're tuning in from. But y'all, I'm just so excited about tonight, and I'm just so excited for us to have some sister time. So wherever you're tuning in from, I see we have 4 people on the YouTube channel, and then we have 3 people on Facebook right now. So let us know where you're tuning in from and what you are doing. I'm just going to say this. As you all know, we have been going through the She Can 31-day challenge, and this is our last week. And I always, y'all, get so bittersweet when it comes to this time because it's almost like, I'm not ready for it to end. Like, 31 days is a lot, but I'm just like, listen, okay? So I see people chiming in. Let me see who's in the building. Now, I told y'all this the last time. My mom will come in the building and she lets it known that she's in the building. She says, Fawn is in the building from Tab. Okay, Fawn, we see you. My godmother's in the building. She says, I'm here. Hey, Paulina. Jesse in the She Can movement that's doing great things. She says, hey, Najma, girl, where you tuning in from today? She says, NC. Okay. Then we have Ida, another one of our She Can sisters. She says, I'm tuning in from St. Joseph, Michigan. Hold on, Ida. Can you tell us how cold it is there? Tell us. Let us know. Charlene is in the building, and she says, hey, y'all, I'm from Richmond, VA, relaxing. That's right, VA, stand up. Where you at? Then my sister Bree, she says, I'm here. Bree's in Boston. Is it cold in Boston? Let us know if it's cold in Boston. Ooh, someone's tuning in from Bermuda. Can we take a pause break and wish that we were in Bermuda right now? First of all, no. We need to discuss that. You're in Bermuda? She's from Bermuda. Can we go to Bermuda? Who wants to go? Can someone just say in the comments, come get me? Can I type that right now? First of all, please come get me. Come get me. So, yes, I wish that I was in Bermuda on some hot weather on the beach. I would love to be in Bermuda. Ida says that in Michigan, it's 31 and snowing. Now, Ida, we just talked about Bermuda. So I'm gonna stay back away from the cold right now. I think I'm gonna just get on the flight to Bermuda, and then I'm gonna come to Michigan afterwards. Does that sound like a plan, sisters? I hope so. So let us know where you're tuning in from. So excited. So like I said, I was just nervous and about today. Like, I don't even know why. I get nervous and then excited and then like happy and then be like, oh, I'm seeing my sisters tonight. It just be a lot going on. Someone else says, I'm from Tappahannock, Virginia. Yes. Hi, Miss Doris. Tappahannock is in the building. But yes, y'all, today has been going good, but I was just excited about tonight. I was also saying that when the challenge is going on, first of all, this week we are doing no meat. Yes, I said that. We're not eating any meat this week. I need to do a check-in right now with the She Can sisters to see, what did you eat today? That's the real question. What did you eat today? Because we're doing no meat this week. So I hope that you did not eat the Chick-fil-A nuggets. I just said it. And you better not got that chicken sandwich. Okay, let me know what you've been eating. So anyway, y'all, I get really like almost emotional at the end of the challenge because I'm like, can we just do the whole year together? Like, can we do more than 31 days? Tanisha comes on and she says, y'all, look, I slipped up. That's why I love the She Can sisters. You want to know why? Because we mess up, but we don't give up. And when we mess up, this is the thing about us. We let each other know. We like, look, we're not even going to play. We're not even going to pretend. Tanisha just said I slipped up, y'all. Ida says vegan chili. Oh, that sounds so good, vegan chili. And I love chili, y'all. Ida, can you ship some chili to us? What? Ship some chili to us. Melinda says she's tuning in from Richmond. Oh, California. California in the building? Okay, California. And you all know that our guest is from California. So I think I see a connection there. Tanisha says amen because listen, you might mess up. The She Can sisters, we mess up, but we don't give up. Can I get an amen in the comments? In the comments, just give me an amen. My mother has said something I don't even want to know what she said. She says, Tanisha, told you before I could tell it. Mom, someone get her. Someone else says that they're tuning in from Riverdale. Yes, Riverdale, Georgia. That's right. And that is Sunki. Yes, Riverdale. Go ahead. I hope I said that right. Sunki. Yes. But y'all, I'm so excited about tonight, and I'm just excited about all this to come. And so, as you all know, tonight our event is called Is Therapy for Me? And you might just be wondering, like, why did we pick this topic? Is therapy for me? I tried therapy, it didn't work. I want to go to therapy, but I don't got the coins, or I got the coins, but I go shopping. I don't know what your story is, but I just wanted to tell you all this. First of all, this woman that's coming on tonight, if she wasn't my actual sister, so I've taken her as my sister, and you're going to want to do that tonight too. I'm going to go ahead and just set the record straight. I'm not going to get jealous, none of that, because that's why she's here, because she's going to be one of your sisters too. But when as soon as when you meet someone and it's like you instantly connect, when I tell you I instantly connected with her, I was like, so can you be my therapist? And she's like, Najma, that's a conflict of interest. We're friends. And so I can't, we can talk on the phone, we can text, but you can't come see me weekly. And so I hope by the end of tonight, she'll take me on as one of her clients. But she's just phenomenal. And I just want to tell you some about her. And tonight she's going to keep it real. That's what I love about her. She keeps it real. She keeps it raw. She's like, listen, we all got stuff, and we just got to learn how to deal with our stuff. Can I get an amen, somebody? Are we the only ones that have stuff? I know I got some stuff. Listen, I got some stuff. But I love when I get around Jamila because she allows me to really want to uncover my stuff. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the woman that we're going to bring on. And you all, once I bring her on, just give her a warm, warm welcome. But let me tell you a little bit about her first. Jamila Furch is a licensed professional counselor for the state of Georgia, a certified professional counselor and supervisor, and a certified dialect behavior therapist. She does it all. Jamila comes with over 12 years of experience. Come on, somebody. Not 1 year, but 12 years of experience working in various settings of the mental health profession. She is also the owner and therapist at Seeking Peace Counseling Service, which is a group private practice that serves individuals, couples, and families in healing and finding peace. Her practice mission is to assist her clients in seeking peace, understanding the importance of cultivating peace, while providing practical tools to maintain peace. Okay. When Jamila is not practicing therapy, she is a devoted single mom of 2 beautiful, smart, and outspoken daughters. She Can sisters, I want you to welcome our special guest tonight, one of my favorite sisters, Jamila Furch. Welcome her.
Hi, ladies. Hey, Najma. I'm so happy to be here. Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody. So make sure you welcome Jamila. Just say, hey, Jamila. And I know that y'all already see her lashes and her hair. This is her all the time. She's just a beauty in itself. She Can sisters, welcome her to tonight. Jamila, first of all, I see some of the sisters are already saying to you, Jamila, they said, hey. I see the hey emoji. My mom says, hey, sister. She didn't already took you from me.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll be family.
Then my little sister from home says, hey, with a heart. See, I know what that means. Listen, she didn't taken you. Then Denisha says, hey, sister. And then Ms. Dora says, hey, Jamila. And then Lisa says, hey, yes, thank you all so much for welcoming Jamila. Jamila, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. You too, Najma. You're definitely my inspiration. I was like, let me get myself together. I see you in your videos with your burgundy lip and your red lips. I was like, let me put some lip on.
But I get that from you, though. I get the lip from you.
I got it from you. So I have the lip on. You didn't have it on. So I'll be you today with the lip.
Okay, Dion says, "Hey, Jamila." Hey, Dion. Melinda also says, "Hey, Mila." Oh, that's
Hi.
so personal.
That's my aunt. Hi, Auntie Melinda from California.
California is in the building. They rep that early, Jamila. They rep California.
4:30. People still at work. They haven't eaten dinner yet. They are up and about. The sun is still going. So thank you.
It's 4:30 in California.
Well, yeah, like 4:40. Yeah, 3 hours back. So sun is out. People are still moving and shaking right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Jamila, as you know, I one thing that I do when I come on live is I always like to do a check-in because I think that's important. So audience, this is our time where I just really like to check in with everybody. Like, how are you feeling? And so, Jamila, I said today I wanted us to check in with the weather forecast.
Okay, that's a good one.
Are we feeling sunny, foggy, rainy, snowy? So, however you're feeling, add it to the comments. Are you feeling sunny today? Rainy? Are you feeling cloudy? Are you in Bermuda like one of our other sisters?
I want to go. Take me to Bermuda, please.
That's what I said. But let us know in the comments how you're feeling today and be honest with yourself. If you're feeling muddy and gray, let us know. But Jamila, I want to ask you while people are typing things in, I see things coming in. How are you feeling today?
I actually feel sunny. I feel sunny with a nice breeze. I think breeze is always going to be my undertone emotion just because it's like breeze represents peace. Breeze represents kind of like easy going, easy does it. And I'm always going to have like the undertone of that breeze. So sunny, I feel vibrant. I'm ready to go. I've been preparing for this to be here with you. So yeah, the sun is out. There's a nice cool breeze hitting me. So yeah, that's exactly how I feel. How about you, Najma? How are you feeling today?
So Jamila, I have to say that today I'm feeling a lot better than how I was feeling a couple days ago. I had to say, I'm going to be honest. A couple days ago, I was not feeling good. You know, when the devil tries you, tries everything around you, tries to take your peace, tries to take your joy, tries to just bring you down. And I have to admit, I was in this space of like, God, what do you want me to do next? But then I was like, I started playing the playlist. We have a playlist this year. She can't sit, you know what I'm talking about. We have a playlist with the challenge. And I just started playing music. And I just was like, nope, devil, you're not going to try me. Listen, I'm doing this challenge. I'm doing all these different things. And so I have to say, taking that time to just reflect and all of that, it helped me to just get to a more sunny place. But I had to identify first, I wasn't feeling good.
That part.
That part.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome that you can just be vulnerable and just say, like, I don't always feel good, right? We don't always feel sunny with a cool breeze, you know? And, you know, I think to be honest and transparent, I had those times where I felt kind of muggy, foggy, you know, those California people, we know how it is when it's foggy and kind of damp and dreary outside. I felt that way. And I think as human beings, as women, we are allowed to feel however we're going to feel. But exactly what you did, Najma, is we have to identify, you know what, this is where I'm at. Yep, this is where I'm at. And you mentioned some things that we'll talk about later. You mentioned coping strategies. So it's important to identify how you feel and then also combat those with some coping skills. So again, we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. And thank you for saying that, because I think before I used to feel like when I kind of just shoved how I felt under the rug, it kind of built it up. And so I'm looking forward to telling you more about that a little bit later.
Okay.
I'm coming to the comments because I've seen a lot of comments, Jamila. I'm just seeing how our sisters are feeling today. We have Paulina Ashlock, and she says that she's feeling sunny. My mother says that she's feeling cloudy today. Ooh, mama. My sister Janesha, she says foggy. Hey sis, foggy. We're gonna talk about that. Someone else says windy. Melinda says windy. Miss Doris says, I think this is a little cloudy with a little bit of sun. Someone else says snowy. So it's a lot of different feelings today. And I'm so happy that we're coming on to talk about that, because I think we got a lot of feelings going on. I even see one of our sisters says sad and sunny. It's like that sometimes.
It is.
And someone said a little rainy. Jessica says a little rainy. Oh yeah, I know how that can be too.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, Jamila, we met right before the inauguration, and I did this section last week where we highlighted women that did that. And so last week we highlighted Vice President Kamala Harris because she did that.
And she's from Oakland, California. Just want to put that out there.
Okay. Okay, I got you. California. If you don't know, Jamila's from California.
I'm from Oakland, California. Oakland. She's a homegirl.
Oakland. Okay, I'm sorry. Oakland. Y'all say Oakland, California.
We gotta be specific. Oakland.
California is huge.
It's huge and it's different. Yeah.
So last week we just highlighted her. And so I said, you know what? We need a She Did That section. And so we spoke right before the inauguration. But when I tell you, Jamila, when I saw that inauguration, can we talk about Amanda Gorman? Sisters, come to the comments. Jamila. Amanda, she is literally only 22 years old. And so I'm going to bring up her picture just in case some people don't know who she is, the woman that stole the show last week. I'm going to bring her picture up really quick so everybody knows exactly who we're talking about. So that's Amanda. And I'm just like, Jamila, what were your thoughts when you heard the poem? Like,
she's phenomenal. I mean, I think she was powerful. She was poised. She was just phenomenal. Just to be able to have that platform. You're at the inauguration, you know, millions of people are watching you, and to be 22 years old, I think that is just amazing. I think my biggest takeaway from watching her up there is that now the world gets to see how amazing we are, how amazing African American people are outside of sports arenas and award shows. You know, it's like we've been doing this. We've been doing this, you know. So I'm just proud of the United States of America. I'm proud of the steps that we're taking. Seeing her up there to me was just like, you know, made me feel a little bit of breath of like sigh, like, okay, we're moving, you know, we're moving in a more progressive, culturally aware and inclusive society. So that's what that represented for me, just seeing her up there. Yeah.
And Jamila, a lot of your sisters that have already called you sisters are agreeing with you. Jessica says Miss Amanda did that. Somebody say she did that. She did that.
She did that.
She's literally an icon. My mom says the young Black princess representing the sisters. Totally agree with that. She did a fantastic job. Someone said she fed our souls. She sure did. She did that. If she did that, put that in the comments. Someone else says, I was in awe. I was in awe too. And because I think, Jamila, what got me in awe was that, first of all, she's 22 years old.
Yeah.
What? And then she graduated from Harvard University. A lot of times you don't hear about our colored people graduating from Harvard. And so that was huge. She was the first poet in the inaugural ceremony ever, the youngest person ever to do a poem. I was like, what? And then she already has a book out. What?
That's sold out. That I heard the book is sold out.
You can't even get one.
You can't even get one. You can wait.
You can't even get a book. So I was just so proud of her, and just the way she was just it's like she was in the poem. It was like she was telling us like things are gonna change. It's gonna be better. And so I just had to applaud her. Ida, I have to say that too. She was amazing. The whole inauguration to me, Jamila, was amazing.
It really was. It was a breath of fresh air. It made me feel, again, like, okay, like we're past it. Those 4 years we all know have been hard. You know, people showed up to the last inauguration. They didn't look too happy. They looked like they threw some clothes on and slapped a ponytail in real quick and was like, let me go do this real fast so I can leave. So this one, I just felt I seen the colors. You know, to me, colors represent how we feel on the inside. I seen blues and yellows and burgundies. I just saw like lights and life. And again, it just made me feel like, okay, this is where we're moving. This is where we're moving forward. Yeah.
I would have to say the same thing, Jamila. I just felt at peace watching it. Like you said, it was almost like a breath of fresh air. But I have to admit, there was someone there that took my breath away, that did that. Can you all guess who took my breath away at the inauguration? I'm going to say this, Jamila. Michelle Obama showed
up. Yes.
I need you to come to the comments.
Yes.
Did Michelle Obama not come through, Jamila?
She came all the way through. When she walked through those doors, I didn't see her when she came out the car. People were talking about that then. But when I seen her walk through those doors, I mean, curls, laid, bounce, skin glowing. She just looked like the epitome of like a strong woman who was like, yes, we are here. We are here to represent. She had Barack on her arm. That outfit was tailored to the gods. The jacket, the suit, the buckle, the color, the color. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about Michelle. She just was like phenomenal. It almost was like, okay, hey, Barack, hey, but Michelle, she was looking amazing. Amazing Black woman. I just loved seeing her.
Jamila, it was the curls for me. It was the curls for me. You all, I don't know if you need just a reminder. I don't know if you got a chance to see Michelle Obama or not, but we're just going to take a moment. We're going to take a moment. You know how they say take a moment of silence? We're taking a moment of silence to acknowledge Michelle Obama. I just had to do that, Jamila. I had to because Michelle did that. Can somebody in the comments say she did that? I'm coming to the comments because she did do that. Denisha said she did that. That's literally, and can I put a period right there? She did that, period.
Right.
Fontella says Michelle is always on it. Yes. Someone said, yes, I love her. She never disappoints. Pure class. Jess says never. Jamila, you just said that. Never.
Yeah. Never disappoint. She was classy. She was poised. She was strong. Just someone says the spirit of excellence. Yes, 100%. The spirit of excellence.
I was just literally like, Michelle, you are doing the thing. Like, this is the word I was looking for, slayed. Charlene says slayed. Listen, she slayed it.
From head to toe. She had it going on from head to toe.
And Jamila, I have to admit, now, you know, we all know Barack is handsome. I didn't even notice Barack on the inauguration.
I was like, hey, Barack. What you doing?
No, I'm looking at Michelle's hair.
Right. We're looking at the hair, the outfit, the coordination of the gloves and the mask. I mean, I was just looking at it all. She did that. She did that.
She did that. And so I have to say too, Jamila, as I was just looking at everything, I think the whole performance was great with everyone. But I'm starting to think that we're highlighting women that are doing great. But there's also this set of women on the media and that the world kind of just shames. And that makes me sad, but I want us to bring it to a discussion. And so we're going to call this section, Sis, You Can't Do That. And we're going to talk about it. Like, can you do that? Can you not? If you all have heard, Lady Gaga got a lot of negative feedback about her outfit that she wore to the inauguration. If you know Lady Gaga, you know her music, you know her taste, you know her form. And so people were bashing her, Jamila. They were like, that was inappropriate. That was ugly. That was not acceptable. She was around the first lady. She was around the new president. And so I wanted to bring it to us to talk about. I'm going to show the picture really quick of Lady Gaga's outfit for the inauguration. And I just want us to process, was that okay? So I'm going to bring that up really quick just to get some feedback. And everyone, just let us know in the comments what you felt about Lady Gaga's outfit at the inauguration. Jamila, I'm gonna just ask you first. I'm gonna start with you. How did you feel about Lady Gaga's outfit at the inauguration?
So let me just say this. I would never wear that. Nothing that she had on I would wear. However, I'm going to have to say she did that. She can. And the reason why she can is because Lady Gaga is theatrical. She always has been. So her coming with that bird perched on her shoulder.
What you say, Jamila? It's a perch.
It was perched. It was about to take flight. It was kind of his wings ready just to fly away. So, you know, that's Lady Gaga. That's what she does. She's theatrical. She's extra. She's extravagant. You are going to see her before you hear her. And, you know, she represented who she is. And I think as women, that's one of the things we just have to stay true to ourselves. Even though there's backlash in the media about her outfit, even though I'm kind of, you know, making jokes about her bird, you know, but she's a confident woman. She came and she represented who she was. She didn't come looking like somebody else. She didn't come distasteful. She came to the inauguration as Lady Gaga. They invited her. They know who she is. That's why they wanted her there. So I say she can do that. What do you think, Najma?
And you know what, Jamila, you brought up a good point. And then I'm going to go to the comments to see what we're saying. I too agree. I wouldn't do that. I personally wouldn't do that. I would get Michelle's stylist to help me with a nice suit. Okay.
Right.
But and I wouldn't do the dove, the eagle, whatever that was. I don't even know.
I think it was a dove.
But I will have to say, I'm coming to this place, Jamila, where I cannot just immediately bash someone just because I wouldn't do it. And I think you brought up a good point. She wasn't showing everything. That's who Lady Gaga is. They knew that when they invited her. And so I'm almost at the point like she can. I mean, it was modest. I mean, sisters, what do y'all think? I'm scared to go to the comments, but it was different. But I think that's how it is being a woman. You're different. As long as you can still do it in a respectful way. She didn't have stuff showing or all that. She was covered from head to toe. Yeah. It was just different. I'm coming to the comments, Jamila. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Okay. And this is why I said to hold my mother back. She said, I'm glad she had clothes on. Mom, you're in timeout. Go to timeout. Kiara Martin says a bit over the top. And we said that, Jamila. We said that.
Yeah, that's what she is.
It was. Okay, now I need my mother to just exit. Mom, no wardrobe malfunction? Okay. I'm done. That's my mother, everyone. Surprise. It was very on brand for Lady Gaga. She's definitely extra. Yes, I agree. It was on brand. That's just who she is. Paulina says, be aware of nonverbal communication. Edith said, that's just her. That's it. That's just her. Charlene says, I personally don't care for her style, but she has often helped young women with body image, and I love her for that. She is always confident in whatever her size or outfit. I like that.
Yeah, I love that too. I love that. She was confident. She was herself. She represented who she is.
Exactly. And then we have other sisters like my sister Tanisha. She says, I think it was a grand dress for a grand situation. And so, ladies, we're going to take a vote. I think that's the only way we can come to can she do that? I'm voting she can. If you think
she can. Yeah, I'm voting she can.
If you say she can, please add that to the comments because we know it was different, but she can. Okay? So we'll see what everyone else is saying. But Jamila, I also wanted to bring up this. And now this isn't even a person. This is more so an organization. This is more so a magazine company. I don't know if people have been familiar with this, but Vogue had a photo shoot with Vice President Kamala Harris. And we all know Kamala has this unique swag to her. It's so classy. It's so elegant. She can rock Converses and she can rock heels. We have known that since she started the campaign. She was in Chucks, Jamila.
Right.
And so she went and did this photo shoot at Vogue, right? And she went there. And so to make a long story short, Vogue did several pictures of her. They did some with her looking professional. They did some with her looking in her casual wear. Now, we all know how Vogue is. I know the comments about to go off the chain. We know that Vogue is next level. They're classy, they're excellent. Their magazine makes you want to buy them all in the store. They're expensive as ever now.
Right. Just the name itself, Vogue.
Right. And so they issued this magazine of her in her Converses. And so there was a lot of media on that was not right. They were like, they should have put a better picture out there. They should have represented her better. I'm going to show this picture of what the first photo was of the magazine, of her in the Converses. And then they did a second reissue with her in the professional attire. A lot of people said they should have went with the second picture first. But I'm going to go ahead and pull up this picture and see what our other sisters have to say. Here we go, sisters. Let us know what you think. Jamila, I don't know. I'm gonna go with you first again because this one kind of lost me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they were doing when it comes to like the Chucks. They had her sorority colors represented in the background. I took a look at this picture before we went on, and I just looked at her facial expressions as well. And she didn't look confident in that photo. And I don't know if you've noticed that. She looked very like unsure. Again, I know where they were going with it. She's laid back. She's easygoing. This is her style. I'm a sneaker girl, so I get it. But I think we should have went with the first photo as the cover in the blue, only because, she's the vice president of the United States of America. And I think within that, we have to reflect her power. We have to reflect her dignity. We have to reflect who she really is. And not to minimize, but if she were, a vice president of a company or something like that, then I think that's a perfect picture. But because she is an African American biracial woman who is helping to assist run this country, I just think that the picture should have represented her more in a dignified, powerful type of way. Like they could have kept the picture in. Again, they want to represent her sorority. I know there was an African American photographer who took these pictures, the same one that took Beyonce's pictures. I think his name was Tyler Mitchell was his name. So I get it. But I just don't know if that one should have been the cover. It could have been like in there, maybe when she talked about being, her laid back self, and they could have had the picture reflect. But I don't know if it should have been on the cover. So for Vogue, I'm going to say we probably shouldn't have did that. What do you think? What are they saying in the comments?
I think you brought out a good point. And this is the point that I want to piggyback off. You said they could have put it somewhere in the magazine. I agree with that. They were great pictures. But not for the cover. I think that we could have done her better. I agree too. That picture, like the whole world is said, it looked kind of washed out. And we know Vogue and their excellence. And so I want to come to the comments. I want to see what you all are saying. But I'm voting that Vogue shouldn't have did that. They could have put that picture somewhere else. All those pages in Vogue, you could have put that somewhere else, Vogue. And we could have put the more classy, professional picture. And like you said, Jamila, her power is what it really was.
Yeah.
And just the whole process. That second picture just shows power and strength and all of that. I'm coming to the
self-assurance.
Yes. I'm coming to the comments to see what people are saying. I guess my mother has gotten out of timeout. She says classy in both pictures, but they like to go over the edge. I think she was trying to say they like to go over the edge. Yeah. And I want to know what you all think. Do you think Vogue can or cannot do that? I don't think they should have did that. I think they should have did her better. And that leads me into this, Jamila. I just feel like for women lately, there has been a lot of backlash. There has been a lot of not representing women right, if I can totally be honest and transparent. I feel like, honestly, sisters, let me know if I'm right or wrong. Come in the comments. The pandemic has been a hit for us. Some of us got kids. Some of us now working virtually. The kids virtual. We virtual. The pandemic has made us lonely, depressed some days, sad. We saw the moods. It's been just a lot. And every week I feel like there's something on the news. Well, this with this woman or that. I'm like, Lord, can we just be But I think the responsibility of a woman and what we have gone through is a lot, and it's heavy. And so I have to admit, with the comments I saw today and with the things when I'm just talking to some of my sisters, it's been hard. And it's like because trauma's coming back up in our face, a lot of us might have not dealt with some of the things we went through in our childhood.
Yeah.
Or went through the things when we went through a divorce or a bad breakup or losing a loved one. And so I just guess for me, Jamila, my first thing is, how do we know as we go into this deep conversation if therapy is for us? How do we know that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really, really good question. One of the things about the pandemic is that it is forcing us really to face our stuff, right? We don't have the distractions like we used to, dinner with friends, or we have to run and get to this party, or we have to run and take the kids to this, event or this sporting thing. Like it literally stopped us all dead smack in our tracks. And we're forced to deal with our stuff. We're forced to even see the fact that, oh, wait, eek, something's not right. I'm not feeling okay. So, when Najma asked this question, how do I know if therapy is for me? I started thinking of what are some of the benefits of therapy, right? We want to know, like, well, why should I pay my hard-earned money, right? Because insurance companies don't cover it 100%. You do have to pay a copay if they even take your insurance. So why am I spending my hard-earned money to talk to somebody when, especially women of faith and people of faith, we think, okay, well, let's just pray about it or talk to someone at the church or, this too shall pass. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, which are all true statements. So not to dismiss, I'm a woman of faith as well, but we also have to be mindful that God placed people on this earth to help us. And how do we know if I need to go that route? So I wanted to kind of come to you guys with just 5 benefits of therapy. So one of them is just classification and identification. So not classification, clarification. Clarifying, oh, wow, okay, this is what's really going on with me. And through that clarification, you can speak to someone, you can talk to an unbiased person. We have family members, we have friends that we can talk to, but their feelings and their opinions are a little bit biased. Why? Because they love us, right? And we don't always go to them with our fullness, our truth of how we're feeling, because we don't want to offend them. We don't want them to feel sad for us. We don't want them to sacrifice themselves to like do something for us. So we don't go to them in their truth, right? So within seeing a therapist, you get that person in the middle who's non-biased, who can help you clarify, what, that sounds really hard, or I can see where that's, been a struggle for you, or, whatever that ... is. And then also identification, because one of the things is that we all have mental health, right? We checked in today with the weather, sad and stormy or foggy. That's a part of our mental health. And within therapy, we can start to identify, is this something I need to just really develop some coping strategies with, or is this something that's a little bit more heavier? Is it a mental illness? And there's no shame with having a mental illness. It just means that I have to take some additional measures to manage and balance myself out. So that's one of the benefits from...
I like how you said that, especially when you said that, a lot of times we don't want to share different things. I know growing up in different cultures, you aren't supposed to share your business. What happens here is supposed to stay here. And so I love how you mentioned that, because a lot of times you don't really want to say, you don't know how. You've been taught that don't say nothing. This happened here, keep it here.
Right.
Oh, I love how you brought out that when we don't, it just unravels. I wanted to say that because that was a great point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we hold stuff in. Again, culturally, there's just that stigma of talking about things that have happened in the past, currently, we just don't share them. So going to see a therapist, that is a benefit where you can at least get that stuff out of you. Another benefit of therapy is the therapist can assist you with developing coping strategies. The reality of it is we all have coping strategies. Some of them aren't healthy, right? I'll even tell them myself. One of my unhealthy coping strategies, even this weekend, is I like sweets. So I know when something's going on because I'm going in on the sweets. I know you guys are on a no sweet challenge, so I don't want to trigger anybody, but so that is, we all have coping. So, or coping strategies. One of the benefits of therapy is that your therapist will assist you with identifying, again, that word, identification of unhealthy coping strategies, and then to help provide you with healthier ways of managing your emotions. The next one is just increasing your self-confidence, increasing your self-awareness, increasing your self-esteem, increasing your internal sense of know-how. When life has hit us, and life has hit us hard, we start to second guess ourselves. We second guess ourselves in relationships. We second guess ourselves when it comes to parenting our children. We second guess ourselves with, whatever that may be. And with going to see a therapist, we can start to regain some of that confidence back, some of that self know-how, because through that, we're talking about all the icky stuff, right? And then we're allowing some positivity, and we're allowing some stuff to flow in. So even if I'm using my faith, and I just feeling so empty, like, God, I've been praying, I'm doing everything you said to do, but I don't feel confident. I don't feel confident in you. That word Godfidence. I don't feel that. And sometimes when we're so full of muck, it's hard to feel that confidence. It's hard to feel confident when we have stuff we need to purge outwardly. So that's a benefit, is now I start to feel that confidence. Now I start to feel that confidence. Now I start to feel like, you know what? I can do this. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe that now because I'm starting to let go of some of those hurts. I'm starting to let go of some of those past and current pains, or even stressors, right? If I'm working virtually, the kids working virtually, if I have a partner and my husband or wife is working virtually, we're like literally on top of each other. That can become so overwhelming and so stressful. So again, there's just that benefit of seeing that therapist to get some of that gunk out of us, right? The next one is learning to make better choices. One of the things I talk about until I'm blue in the face is the importance of utilizing coping strategies. We all cope. Sometimes we don't cope the healthiest. So going back to telling on myself, this weekend I ate a whole lot of sweets. Within that, when I can start to identify, you know what, I'm not in a good space and I'm really not making good choices right now. But when I can start to identify what triggers me, right? Those are those things that set you off. Those are those things that provoke those uncomfortable feelings and those uncomfortable emotions. And we don't want to, we don't do anything with them. So once I can identify what triggers me, once I can identify what are some of those things internally that I need to dismiss and kind of help myself shift through and process through, then I can start to make better choices. Sometimes we are so stuck in an unhealthy pattern of behaviors, we don't even know what's a better choice. We don't even know how to get past that. So with the help of our therapist can say, you know what, nah, girl, no. That's how I talk to my clients. No, ma'am. We have to start making better choices. And when you develop that relationship with your therapist, you can have that conversation back and forth. I know, again, my self-disclosure, I have a therapist. I need that. I need someone to be like, Jamila, now you know that's not a healthy choice. I need that, right? Because it checks us. We're like, oh, dang. Now I need to start making some better choices. And then we can get someone who can say, how about you try, instead of eating 6 cookies, I didn't eat 6, it was close, but instead of eating 6 cookies at a time, how about eat 1 and then maybe go take a jog or take a bath or, journal, do something to help yourself manage and cope with your emotions before you start making those unhealthy choices. And then the last benefit of therapy is in improving our interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. So those are 2 different things. Interpersonal is how I connect with the world outside of me. So that's how I talk to people. That's how I process information that someone is telling me. So if I'm in a relationship, am I always snapping at them? Am I quick to like say what I need to say, but I'm not listening and taking it in and taking accountability for myself? That's more interpersonal. How do I react to the world around me? And then intrapersonal is, how am I dealing with me? No one's by me. No one's around me. I'm just me with me. How am I dealing with myself? So that's more intrapersonal. And within therapy, your therapist can help you to just improve those skills, because how would we love if we can all interact with people in a healthier way, right? Sometimes our interactions with people can create this negative consequence, right? Because if I go around cussing people out, guess what? Now I don't have any friends. Now people don't really want to be around me. Now I'm being kicked out of or escorted out of places. So what does that create? Loneliness, isolation, and then also reinforces whatever negative thoughts and feelings that I already have. It reinforces that, because now I'm like, see, I was right. You know, the world is bad, the world is bad, but really it's my interpersonal skills. And a lot of the times we have poor interpersonal skills and poor intrapersonal skills because of things that have happened in our lives, right? It's just protection. So if I'm going off on everybody, it's usually because somewhere along the lines, I felt helpless. Somewhere in my life, I felt defeated. Somewhere there was maybe some abuse or something where I felt like I couldn't speak up for myself. So now, like we all do, now I'm overcompensating. You ain't gonna get me. It ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be you before it's me, right? We do that. We sometimes we do that because it's just a way of warding off pain. It's a way of warding off something that's gonna hurt us. So through therapy, again, it just helps us to really develop better and improving our interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. So yeah, those are some of those benefits.
Jamila, am I the only one feeling like Jamila is telling me about myself? That's what, y'all, I said from the beginning, just add to the comments and just say, preach. How are you feeling right now? Jamila literally, thank you, Jamila. That's all.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say that. But I guess what it really brought me to is, Jamila, when we're going through anxiety, when we're going through depression, how do we cope with those things? How do we manage that? I know you just talked about like the feelings and all that, but how do we manage that? And how do I know if I'm depressed or if I have anxiety? How do I know? How do I even know that?
Yeah, that's the biggest one, because we have these things, we have these emotions, we have these feelings, right? We don't know what's healthy, what's not healthy. Am I anxious today? Am I good today? Like, we just don't know. So I think, you know, some things that can help you to start to identify, again, another benefit of seeing a therapist to kind of help that clarification and identification. But if you're depressed or you're anxious, these are just some of the symptoms that go along with them. So excessive worry. So not like, oh, dang, did I leave the stove on? Did I leave the stove on? Oh, well, I drive off. Not like that, to the point where I can't sleep. I can't function in my relationships. I can't concentrate because I'm constantly thinking about that thing. Like, I minimize it with the stove, but I'm constantly thinking about, is the stove on, right? In my dreams, I can't even go to sleep. I'm overeating because I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So that's that excessive worry. Then there's feeling restless and on edge, where I'm just constantly like, something about to happen. I need to do something. I can't sit still. You know, when I try to sit still, the thoughts start racing. I'm feeling, you know, kind of anxious. I'm feeling like I need to go do something. If that's happening more times than not, then that's one of those reasons why we probably need to go see a therapist, because we might be feeling a little anxious. And I don't want to say a little bit anxious, because we all struggle, again, with that mental health part. We all struggle with anxiety, right? If I have to take a test and I'm going to be a little bit anxious the night before. So that's like a healthy level of anxiety. But if I feel that feeling all the time and no test is in my sights, I've been out of school for 30 years and I still feel that feeling, then that's something that we may need to be mindful of. Feelings of worthlessness and or helplessness. If I just feel like, you know what, I can't do it. I can't do anything. I can't get myself out of this rut. I can't do anything. So I don't do anything. I don't even try. I don't feel like anything is good enough. I feel like I'm failing my children. That is definitely another sign of maybe some depression. Also, withdrawal from family and friends. I know within this pandemic, a lot of extroverts like Najma struggled a little bit at first because you're stuck in the house. You know, you can't go anywhere. You can't hang out with friends. You can't be that social butterfly. You can't do any of those things. So within that forced withdrawal, you might start to feel depressed, right? And say we're not in a pandemic and you're just like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to be around my family. I don't want to be around my friends. Please don't come over to my house. Please don't call me. And if you're feeling like that more times than not, again, that's a little bit more of some depression. Yeah. And then also changes in appetite and sleep. So either we're not sleeping enough or we're sleeping too much. And again, the main thing is change. This is a change in my appetite and sleep. Now, if you're just a sleeper like me, who can sleep at the drop of the dime, anytime, anywhere, and then now all of a sudden I can't sleep at all, that's a red flag. Or vice versa. I'm not too much of a sleeper. Give me 4 or 5 hours, I'm good. But now 10 hours, I just feel like it's not enough. Then there might be some symptoms of depression and anxiety. And then also again with our eating habits, changes in emotion. So meaning extremely angry, sadness, etc. Like I just feel that maybe I'm having these swift changes of emotions. Nothing is really happening, but I could be fine, feeling okay, feeling content. And then all of a sudden, out of nothing, nowhere, I'm just frustrated and angry, right? That kind of swift of a change. That can be a symptom of depression. A lot of people think, oh my God, she's bipolar, but that's a whole nother session to really identify bipolar. Bipolar is not what we think it is. So bipolar is more to it than just quick mood swings. Those mood swings could be signs of depression. And then the last one is just trouble concentrating. Again, I can't focus on work. I can't focus on school. I can't focus on my kids. I can't focus on what's right in front of me because of racing thoughts, feeling overwhelmed. So what I just identified are some symptoms that could be related to depression and or anxiety. So if you're noticing that you can check off that list, like 3 or more, I would definitely encourage you to go see a therapist. And it doesn't mean that you have to go stick with this therapist and something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean any of that. It's just saying, you know what, check. Let me get some clarification. Let me see what's going on. And it might mean that you go for evaluation and your therapist says, yeah, these are, some symptoms of, and you may say, got it. And then you may leave. But yeah, if you're experiencing some of these things more times than not, more frequently than not, then I would definitely suggest just to go and get yourself checked up on, right? If it was a physical illness, we would be running to the doctor's office. If I know that I can't walk on my leg and my toes are black and blue and my heart rate is high and my blood pressure won't come down low, I would be running to go see my physician, my physical physician. So we have to take that same know-how when it comes to just mental health.
Yeah. And Jamila, I think that was very important because I saw that someone put this in the comments. And the question, I think, like I was just saying to you, is how do we cope with anxiety and depression? Like, what are some tools that we can use? Because really and truly, like, it's hard. Like we said earlier, some days we're sad, some days we're happy, some days we're crying, some days we're rejoicing. And so I just like, what are some tools? How can we survive this thing when there is a pandemic and when there isn't?
Right. I know the pandemic is definitely something that just exacerbated a lot of our feelings and emotions, but we feel these things even before the pandemic. And we want to know how to cope. How do we cope? So I'm going to go through some. These are not the end all be all. For one of the things that I do for my clients, like one of our first or second sessions, I print out, there's this list I have of coping strategies. There's over 84 of them. So what I'm going to read right now is just a small snippet of some coping strategies that we can at least start incorporating into our day-to-day life. So one of them is practice meditation and relaxation techniques. So with meditation, sometimes we have to silence everything. And sometimes it's hard. I went to a training and this guy was saying that he was able to meditate for like an hour and a half. And I was like, what? How are you doing that? But what he said is, right. That's a lot.
Hour and a half, Jamila?
An hour and a half. But he practiced doing it. And what he said, which I really enjoyed, he said, go as long as your mind will let you. So if that's only 2 minutes, then that's it. Because if you're trying to do anything past what your mind is allowing you to do, now you're working too hard. Now it's not desirable. Now it's not pleasurable. So if you want to get into meditation, start little by little, do it a little bit, 2 minutes. And if you start to feel like your mind is drifting, then maybe go and do something different. Relaxation techniques. So deep breathing. There's an app we all have these smartphones and they're smart. There's an app called Calm, CALM. And on that Calm app, it almost helps us deep breathe. It will kind of say like, okay, I'm paraphrasing, but like on a count of 3, we're going to breathe. And it will, show you like this ring that goes around and you breathe with it. So that's a tool that we can use when we start to feel anxious, right? Sometimes we have to do the work and we got to shift through why we're feeling anxious and really kind of get to the root of it. But the day-to-day coping strategies, we can use that app. We can do grounding techniques. I love teaching grounding techniques. I love using them. I've seen how they work and it's powerful. So with grounding techniques, the way that they work is it's the opposite of meditation. Meditation means get inward, get in with yourself, get to it. Grounding techniques are more on the outside of your body. So it's detaching from emotional pain and connecting to what you see and hear and taste and touch around you and explaining it in its entirety. So the quick one is like 5 things that you see, 4 things that you hear, 3 things that you can touch, 2 things that you can smell, and then 1 thing that you can taste. And it's doing that within yourself. And what that does is our brain is so powerful. We can't sit within those negative feelings and think about that, right? I can't sit and be like, oh my God, I'm so anxious. I'm so sad. Oh, okay. I see curtains. I see a picture and it's these colors and we can't do that at the same time. So grounding techniques work, and then guided meditation. Also have time to yourself. I had a client today and we were talking that through of giving yourself 30 minutes at least a day, just with yourself.
Yes,
yeah. Do you do that, Najma?
I agree with that. We've been talking about self-care and taking time for ourselves, and I just had to amen on that because that is so true.
It's true. Yeah, we get so caught up in the world and we're pulled in so many different directions and we're needed over here and we're needed over here and we want to do and be for everybody, but we never take the time to do and be for ourselves. A quick little story. My niece, she's amazing, by the way, but she's staying with me for a little bit. And one of the things she said, she was like, Auntie Mila, am I going to be here for Valentine's Day? She's 12, mind you. We've never had this conversation. It's her own stuff. She was like, am I going to be here for Valentine's Day? And I'm like, I don't know, probably. And she was like, oh, because I've set a date with myself. I'm taking a bath with candles and music. And she's like, I normally turn the lights off and I have my LED lights going. And I'm like, high five, go girl. She's 12 and she's already understanding the importance of alone time, and in that alone time, we can spend time with God. We can pray. We can meditate. We can just be still and be quiet. One of my favorite things is I don't like a lot of, when the girls go to bed, I like silence. Like it's almost kind of eerie because there's nothing going on. And I love it that way. And then journaling in that alone time is super powerful to just dump whatever you're feeling, to dump whatever is going on with you. And then engaging in physical activity or exercise. I think that is super important. I started working out and I love it because what it does is it naturally releases those endorphins, and endorphins are good feeling, chemicals that are released in our mind. It's like eating a piece of chocolate or eating some pizza. We just get that, ooh, if you like to eat and dance, you get that kind of feeling, and exercising gives us that. So we don't have to be lifting all these weights and, doing all this stuff. If we take a nice little walk around our complex, if we walk to the block and back, if we, go to the gym and we're socially distancing and being safe, wearing masks, if we take a swim, I mean, these are just some of the things that we can do and engage in this physical activity. It just makes us feel better. One of the other ones I want to add on here, social media. We have to limit social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
I literally every day delete my Instagram and Facebook app before I go to bed when I have to do something important, because it can be such a distraction just scrolling.
And I don't know if you guys saw that Netflix thing where there's a I can't even say the word, but there's this thing that they've created to make it addictive. And we spend so much time on our phone, so much time in social media, so much time, on that device. And I hear this more times than not, that people feel depressed because what is it? It's people's highlight reel. If you're a selfie taker like me, we could have 100 selfies, and guess what? We're only picking one, the one that looks the best, right? They didn't see the one with the booger hanging out and my hair looking crazy. They don't see those. They see the perfect one. So when we're on social media, we're just seeing people's highlight reels. We're seeing their perfect lives, their perfect pictures, their perfect situations. And that can make us feel really bad about ourselves, right? As an example, if I'm struggling within my marriage and then I see, Sarah having this beautiful, perfect life, that makes me just feel bad. But I don't really know that Sarah's life is not as perfect as she's portraying. I just see her highlight reel. So, yeah, what are you going to say, Najma?
I was just going to say, people are agreeing with you, Jamila. Jessica Johnson just says, yes, I just deleted the app for the week. We may need to do a social media challenge with the She Can movement.
Maybe.
Joyce says that is true. It has been a distraction for me. At night, I move my phone away from me so that it is not the first thing I pick up. And even emails, Jamila, now with working virtually, turn off the notification at night.
Yeah, turn it off.
And I'm even starting to think, for me too, what I'm going to incorporate is a 24-hour block that I'm not on social media. So from Friday to Saturday, I'm not on. And I think that we should be intentional about that. Because if we consume so much of all that, like you said, it starts to become comparison and jealousy, and it starts to become hatred. And then I don't like this person. But it's not that we don't like them. It's just we're in this space of just scrolling, and it just goes inside.
Yeah, it hits areas of our life that we struggle with. We talked about before, just that clarification and that identification. And if I'm not dealing with my stuff, right, and then I go on social media and I see somebody else's thing, it just kind of touches that nerve inside of me. But yeah, I think definitely taking away some of that social media is a good way of coping. It also opens up space and time. So now I can do the alone time. Now I can do some meditation. Now I can, one of the other coping strategies I put on here is reading. We don't read like we used to. I know when I was a younger child, I loved books. I loved to read. And now it's like I got a book from my best friend and I'm struggling. I love the book, but because I'm so distracted with other things, I'm struggling to get through the book. When before I would have been done with that book in a day or two. So reading is another way of just getting back into those coping strategies where we can let our mind just disappear for a little bit. We can think of beautiful things and happy things or whatever, mysteries or, those type of sci-fi books, whatever, just allowing us to have that imagination that we don't typically use, but is a healthy way of just detaching for a little bit. So these are just some of the few: spending time with our friends and our family, people who make you feel good. Spend time with those people, right? Not people where it feels like work, but people where they just really pour into you. They love on you. They make you feel amazing. And it definitely doesn't need to be a one-sided relationship. It's a two-sided thing, but spend time with those people. And then the last one is engaging in our spirituality, right? Reading the Bible, spending quiet time with God, serving at your church. I know we're all in this pandemic, so that's a little bit hard to get back involved within the church, but some churches are opening. I know my church, they did like distribution days So if they have like little activities like that, get involved. It's amazing to be with like-minded, spiritually grounded people. That's a way of also coping and managing just managing some of those emotions. So those are just, again, 7 out of millions of coping strategies. I hope that through this time together, we kind of identify the benefits of therapy. What are some of the emotions and things that we're experiencing? And then lastly, how can we start the process in managing some of our anxiety and depression? So, yeah.
Jamila, that was amazing. Sisters, can you come to the comments and just applaud Jamila? I know I felt like she was getting my life together the whole time. Jamila, I feel like we need a part 2. Can anybody agree? Do we need a part 2? What was your biggest takeaway? I know that y'all want Jamila to be your therapist now. And I want her to be mine. Jamila, can you be my therapist now?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. I'm going to call you tomorrow. Kenyette says awesome information. Another one of our sisters just put a heart. That I feel like that just means that was for her. That was for her. She said, Cheryl said, thank you. Very informative. Yeah, it was very informative. And I guess, Jamila, my next thing is, because we want to stay connected with you, how can we stay connected with you? I know that, can you be an international therapist? I just want you to
Wow.
Get our private jet, y'all. Can we get a private jet? Okay, let's vote. This is the last vote of the night. Can we get Jamila a private jet? And when you book your appointment with her, she'll come to Virginia, she'll come to Boston, she'll come to Bermuda, she'll come to Georgia, she'll go to California. Who wants that? Let me see, because we can make that happen. She said she has Jamila. Thank you. Yes, please try to do that. But how can we connect with you?
Yeah, so you can go to my website, which is seekingpeacecounseling.com. On there, it lists all the services that I provide. So I'm an owner of a group practice, and I have 2 other clinicians that work with me. So if you can't get in with myself, you can get in with one of my amazing clinicians. We're all super just invested in the work that we do. So again, seekingpeacecounseling.com is the website. You can go there. You can contact me from there as well. There's a request information on the website. There is the telephone number, and also my email address is on the website. So if you are looking forward to just connecting and doing some more therapeutic work, please feel free to reach out. Right now, I'm only licensed in Georgia, so I'm not international quite yet, but we're going to put that out there. Thank you, God. I'm going to receive it in advance for my jet and for all of this stuff. But for right now, I'm licensed in Georgia, so I can only see, or not only, but I can see clients in Georgia. One of the positives about being virtual is I can reach more people. I have a private practice, like a building per se, but I also right now I'm doing virtual. So I can reach, the ends of the corners of Georgia. So if you're in Georgia, someone in Georgia that might be able to benefit from the services, please feel free to just send my information out to them. Yeah.
She's a boss. You're such a boss. Well, I have someone that I want to recommend, and it's me. And so I'm sending the email later.
No, and I'm going to deny it. So
see how real she is? That's how it would be in therapy with y'all. That's literally how it would be.
Right. And I love Najma. And if I didn't know Najma, then she could be my client. But then after a while, I'll be like, Najma, you can't be my client because I want to be your friend. So like, where is this going to go? Right. Boundaries.
No, that's right. And that's the type of therapist that you want, a therapist with boundaries. That's a whole nother, never mind. That's a whole nother thing, Jamila, but we're definitely going to have to do part 2. Do you have any other events coming up? I know you're booked and busy all the time. And any groups that you're doing, how else can we stay disengaged with you?
Yeah, so hopefully, or not even hopefully, but in February, my goal is to start a women's group. So we would meet on Fridays for 1 hour once a week, probably for about 2 months. And really just everything that we talked about in this room is just continuing those conversations, continuing them with your sisters, with other people. I love doing groups. I love facilitating groups because it just helps us to connect with other people. It helps us to understand that we're not alone. We're not by ourselves. Sometimes we can feel very lonely in our stuff. But it helps us to realize that we're not alone, and we have other people we can connect to. So we'll be starting that women's group in February. Again, it will be on Fridays for about an hour. And if you're interested, just send us an email via the website, and then we can go from there. Okay.
Jamila, one thing that I thought about what I'm going to do for the sisters is, if you are subscribed to the She Can Movement newsletter, I'm going to get all this information from Jamila, and I'm going to send it out in an email tomorrow with how they can stay connected with you, and how they can just go to the website and just be in your corner, because you just have a lot of amazing things going on. My mom says she's coming to Georgia this weekend and she's calling me.
Okay.
I'm going to end on that note with that. My mother just said that. Okay. She said you have to be a resident in Georgia.
You have to be a resident.
She's bypassing that, Jamila. Jamila, I just want to say thank you so much just for your time, your peace. Y'all, isn't she so peaceful and graceful? Like, she just embodies just class. And I just felt so informed tonight, and just that re-informed about things that I need to work on. So I thank you and I appreciate you.
Thank you, Najma, for just having me. This was super special. I'm excited to do more. I hope everybody got something out of this. And I mean, I think it's just important as women that we know our stuff, right? Aren't we sick of just settling for whatever? And don't we want more? And in order to get that more, we have to do that internal work. So I am always here. This is something that is God given. I love this. This is not work for me. This is almost like my passion. This is something I'm supposed to be doing. Lord knows I've been through some fire. So, this is just me coming out on the other side, and I want to empower women. I've always wanted to. So I want to continue to empowering women. So yeah, I loved it. And again, thank you, Najma, for just having me.
Absolutely. And this isn't the last time, Jamila. I think we all have made an executive decision that you have to come back. So we have to talk tonight. Okay. Yeah. So before we ended, we had a raffle where women could win a free soul care bag, where it's really just what you talked about tonight. So there's things in the bag that will be helpful for their soul. Self-care, soul care. And then they're in these wonderful She Can Movement bags. And so I don't have the goodies in here tonight because they can't see them. It's a surprise, and it's coming in the mail. So I couldn't just pick one woman. I picked 7 women. I did.
Oh, wow.
7 women that we drew out. All they had to do was just basically sign up. And I'm going to do more giveaways. I just thought this was so fun, because I think we just have to celebrate women, and we just have to love on them, because like you said, we go through so much. And so I'm going to say the names, but I'm also going to email these people. So I'm about to say who won the raffle. The first lady that won the raffle is Denisha Pratt. Then we have Anita Latney. Yay! We have Joyce Freeman. Yay! Jessica Davidson. Yay! Jean Johnson. Yay! Rebecca Neras. I hope I said her last name right. Yay! And we have Jonna Sameta. Woo! I'm so excited. You all will be getting your packages soon. That is not the last surprise. That's just one of the first. And so I'll be mailing those out soon. So thank you, Jamila. I'm just going to pray us out, and then we're just going to get some rest and reflect on everything that you said. Okay. God, I thank you for tonight. And I thank you for this woman that just embodies peace and understanding. And this woman that is just so wise and that just loves to just serve. And I'm just so thankful for Jamila that she took time out of her busy schedule, Lord. She's a mom. She's a businesswoman, but she took time to help us, God. And I pray that you just bless her in such a special way, God. I pray that you open doors for her that she never even imagined could be open. And I pray for every woman that was listening tonight, God, that you open doors for them, God, that you speak to them right where they are. If they need therapy, or if they need to realize that they're depressed, or if they need to understand that they're anxious, I pray that they start using the coping tools. I pray that they start journaling more and taking time for themselves. I pray that you just give every woman or person on the call exactly what they need. We love you, and we thank you for everything. Amen.
Amen.
Good night, everybody. We love y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you all so much. Bye.
Bye.